What up, what up, what up, what up? Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 11, episode 4. I think I have the title wrong. I got to change it. I think I have episode 2 and it's episode 4. Let me tell you something. This again was a really, well, minus the Ken and Trish stuff. This was another really good episode. I loved seeing Marceau and Maurice talk about Pontiac. I loved seeing them showing Kimmy and Trish, their old haunts and their old stomping ground. Like I found it interesting that Kimmy had never been there. Tisha's been there, but you could tell that some of this stuff was new to Kimmy. I found that to be interesting. But again, it is what it is. But I loved seeing this. I thought this was great. And again, Carlos King. Why did it take us 11 seasons to get here? Why haven't we done this before? Why haven't we had Maurice and Marceau go back home before and meet the father and the uncle and see all these wonderful things that they have going on as far as trying to help Black men create a craft and create a zone to be successful and make money and build the community? Why haven't we seen? Maurice said that he wants to come back and invest in Pontiac. Why haven't we seen that? Why haven't we talked about this? Like, again, these are conversations. Why did it take us 12 years to get here? Oh, because for the first 10 years, we were so focused on the Melody and Martell show. We did not develop these other characters outside of how they connect to Melody and Martell and the circus that was Melody and Martell, because we didn't care about these real stories that these men had going on for real. Like this, if we go back to the original premise of this show, this is something we should have seen season 3, season 4, maybe. Well, we see this. I mean, he's a family friend uncle, but we see this uncle has built a school specifically to help Black men learn a trade. And then we had the whole conversation about letting their father know, giving him his flowers while he was here, feeling like the father may be holding on to some resentment, a little jealousy from the all the attention that they're giving to the uncle. Listen, this is what I'm going to say about this. That daddy didn't ask y'all for y'all input. When y'all talk to that daddy, he said that, yeah, he pissed about some stuff, but that's a conversation that he needs to have outside of, he didn't want to have it on camera. You can't see me, Cliff? My camera's on, boo. If you can't see me, if you can't see me, boo, that's on you. What's up, is it newbie me? Hey. So the women decided that the father was upset and was jealous of the uncle. Again, I can only go by what they showed us. If something else was said off camera, I don't know. I'm going by what did I say Cliff? I meant Chuck, sorry. I'm going by what they showed us. And what they showed us was that the uncle said, yeah, he was pissed off about something. But he wasn't going to talk about it on camera. And then he went on to talk about his relationship with his kids and understanding why his relationship with his kids is the way it is. Y'all decided that he was jealous and he needed his flowers and he needed to be told that he was a good dad and he needed to be told. The women decided that's what that man was mad about. That man might be, he never, on camera, he never said what he was upset about. But y'all decided that it was about, y'all need to give him his flowers. Y'all need to tell him that y'all love him. Y'all need to tell him how much. And let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with, there's never a wrong time to tell somebody you love them. There's never a wrong time to tell somebody, hey, you really mean a lot to me. But on the flip side of that, that ain't what that man said he was mad about. Now, you're right. I do think that the Scott brothers do hold some resentment, but I think as adults, they understand that resentment, yes, that's how they felt growing up. But at the end of the day, now that they're parents, they see it from a different perspective. Like they said, that man had 8 kids by the time he was 26. I cannot wrap my brain around having 8 kids at 26 years old and doing whatever he had to do to raise those 8 children to the best of his ability. Do you know how much you don't know at 26 years old? Do you know how much you don't know at 26 years old? We know that Maurice talked about how the daddy used to put a lock on the refrigerator. Remember in therapy, he brought up that about the daddy putting a lock on the refrigerator. He had 8 kids. I don't think he put a lock on the refrigerator because he didn't want them to eat. I think he was trying to manage his grocery bill. Like, look, I can't. These groceries got to last us until my next payday. I'm sorry. I can't let y'all just have free reign on the refrigerator. And then he talked about the fact that he went to jail at one point. So there's a lot to that story that we're not getting. We got bits and pieces, and we can maybe put some bits and pieces together. And I'm not even saying that, listen, all of us want to hear the word that we're loved and we appreciate it. We all, so yeah, somebody said his attitude changed. Yeah, that doesn't mean that's what he was mad about, though. And I'm not saying, again, there's information that we don't have. So that might be what it was. Things may have been said outside of the cameras. I get that. But I just found it interesting that they decided what that man needed. They decided what that man needed, But it's never a wrong time, especially a parent. There's never a wrong time to tell a parent, you did that. You did a great job. I respect you. And as a father, I see now how hard your job was. And I see now why you did the things you did and why you made the decisions that you made. And I see it from that purview now. They probably did harbor a lot of resentment. But I think Marceau sees things a little differently now that he's a father. I could be wrong. And again, I'm making assumptions. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But they did have that conversation. They did tell their father, we love you, we respect you, And he did smile. It did bring a smile to his face. But I think for most people, it would bring a smile to their face. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, newbie. Hit that like button. Yes, thank you. Marceau said Tisha has 3 kids in his confessional. This isn't the first time he has said it. He needs to be thumped across his nose and his lips. So he did say it, but I really think that was Marceau and his humor. Marceau was being funny. See, a lot of people don't get Marceau's humor. A lot of people don't like Marceau's humor. Honestly, in my opinion, I really think that was Marceau being funny because he has said it before and he's been joking. And even when he said it, he paused for production. Like he said it and he kind of looked at production like, I don't think he was playing. Now, again, Tisha might not find it funny, but I don't think he was serious. So that was pretty much that. So then we get to Tisha and Trish and Ken. He said as a joke. Yeah, I think he was joking. He was being funny. We get to Tisha and Trish and Ken and Barbie. Listen, I don't care about them. But for the purposes of this conversation, I do have some things to say. He's over at the house fixing the truck. They get to talking. And they get to talking about their relationship, where it stands and all of that, and him living in the apartment and Trish missing him, yada, yada, yada. So in that conversation, they're talking about trust and they're talking about what some of their issues are. And Trish says, well, yeah, you know, when I was talking to the Tisha, all these laws, y'all know I get caught up on these damn laws. When I was talking to Letitia, yeah. When I was talking to Letitia, she was like, yeah, because somebody told her that I need to talk to you about them girls being all up in your DMs or you being in them girls' DMs. First of all, I'm not understanding. Well, I do understand. But how you going to be mad at Letitia saying it when it was fucking true? Like, you are making a whole mountain out of this, and it was true. You were in people's DMs. So Letitia did not lie. And when she was telling Trish, she didn't tell Trish in a messy way. She told Trish because Trish was saying how he's always accusing me of doing something. He's always accusing me of being out. And I told him I ain't going nowhere. And she was like, well, he worried about you being out in them streets. He didn't be worried about who DMs he in. She didn't even bring it to her in a messy way. Now, y'all know, I'll give it to Letitia when I think the Trish, damn it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Hold on, let me get my laws together. Letitia, right? Is that the right law? Letitia. It's Leticia, Latrice, Letitia. Okay. I think they took it out of context. They are really running with this. And y'all know, I'll be the first one if I think that she being messy or she was doing something. Y'all know I'll be the first one to tell it. But in this one, I don't think she's being messy, y'all. I honestly don't think Letitia was being messy on this. I really don't feel. I think they're carrying this really wrong. She did not carry a bone to Barbie, Ken and Barbie. I'm just calling her Barbie. She did not carry a bone to her. They were having a conversation about trust and jealousy and who's doing what. And she just threw it out there. Now, because Ken and Barbie are at this weird place in their relationship, she did throw it out to him like, well, you know, I heard you was up in some DMs. And then come to find out he was. So to me, everything after that is nullified because you were duped. It's not a lie. You're mad because it was told to Letitia. How about let's address the fact that you're doing it? Let's address the fact that you were all up in people's DMs to the point where you don't even know whose DM you that she talking about because you was in multiple. Did y'all catch that? When I'm about to get there now. When him, Marceau, and his friend, oh Lord, what's that boy's name? The man's name, the one that Destiny had a date with. When they were all at his little gentleman's club, which I'm gonna come back. Remind me to come back to what that gentleman's club was. Okay. When they were at the gentleman's club, did y'all peep how the guys were like, well, you know, did you like, you know, do you know who she's talking about? And he was like, I mean, I ain't gonna say no names, which means you were in multiple DMs. You were in multiple DMs. Hey, Auntie Kim. Hey, girl. So the other thing that Ken admitted to, which I don't think he meant to, because when they were in therapy, remember when they were in therapy last week with Dr. Francis, Ken swore up and down that Letitia was lying about him. Will, thank you. Ken swore up and down that Tisha was lying about him being jealous and saying that she was out in the streets and she was out with other people and she was out doing other things. Remember, he said that? He swore up and down that was a lie. Swore up and down he never did that. Didn't understand where that came from. Swore up and down that was a lie. But when he was talking to the fellas, he admitted. He admitted. that Letitia would, damn it, Tisha would be out and he'd be like, well, where are you? Who you with? What was that? He admitted that. So she's not lying on you. And part of the reason why you so worried about where she going and what she doing is because your ass is out there doing it, clearly. Now, at the end of the day, it sounds like both of them, well, I don't know, child, she's still married, so whatever. Now, let's talk about this gentleman's club for a quick second, and then we go, because Martell, the sad thing is that Martell has been reduced to filming with them. Is Martell even full-time on this show anymore? Anyway. Kim was acting hurt about something he actually did. Right, like, you mad because Letitia said it, which granted, people can be like, well, why is she carrying bones with all the mess that's been out there about her and Marceau? I mean, that's fine. We can have that conversation. But the flip side is, but you were doing it. And the way that it came up wasn't messy. Wicked. Let's talk about Wicked. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all what Wicked is. Y'all want to hear what Wicked is? Y'all want me to tell y'all what Wicked is? What it really breaks down to? Will has a... Listen, I'm not even mad at Will. Will said it started off as a barbershop, but I wanted it to be a place where men could come and have a good time and get their hair cut, and it evolved into something else. I'm going to tell you, when he said it's a private membership, I said, oh, I know exactly what this is. So they got the stripper club. They got the stripper pole there. They got the pool table. Bar. You know, it's called Wicked. Child, that's a sex club. The men buy membership. It's a private club. He probably doesn't have a liquor license. He has a bar, and it's probably a cabaret style BYOB situation. But he got a bartender there that'll pour the drinks, but he probably don't have a liquor license because it's a private club. He got the scripper pole, which means that they be having scrippers. You don't have a scripper pole and don't have no scrippers. Okay. He got the pool table for the fellas. He got the whole ambiance going on. I would be willing to put money. I would put money right here on this table. Or, you know, I would put money right here. It's a gentleman's club, but I bet you it'd be going down. Because there's a couple of them here in the DC area and I know about them. Don't ask me how I know. That's all you're going to get. Just know I know that they exist. And that's how they work. You buy a membership. So it's not a club. It's not open to the public. You buy a membership. And they may not even open up every night. They may open up certain nights of the week. But on the nights that they open up, they probably have themes. This night is going to be this going on. This night is going to be this going on. And you may be able to bring a partner or two based on whatever's going down. And will probably make a pretty good penny because he's got a membership. They pay, and the way, depending on how he does it, he may do membership dues every month. So you pay a fee to become a member, and then you pay a fee every month. It ain't a bad thing. He probably making more money off of that than he was as a barbershop. Oh, Lord. Listen, DB, I'm looking for a job too, child. I feel you. Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, boo. Ooh, I'm gonna kick the table. Oh, Lord. What I just knock off the table? Oh, okay. But it is actually not a bad play. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you into that kind of thing, it ain't nothing wrong with it. It's nothing, but you know, depending on how deep Will goes with it. I mean, he may just have, scrippers, he may just have a gentleman. It may just really be a place where men can come and hang out, and maybe every once in a while he might add a little spice to it. But please understand, I'm just telling you what I know. Soon as he said that is a membership fee, I said, oh, okay. Soon as he said that, I knew what it was. Soon as he said it, I knew what it was. But anyway, right. I think he keeps that one chair there for nostalgia because it started off as a barbershop. I don't think, that's about it. That's about it. We see Destiny meet up with the guys with the group to kind of tell them how everything went down with her mom. And, they said, knowing this about your life and your mom, it kind of explains a lot about how you are and why you are the way you are, and why, you're not so fast to open up to people. And, and I love how when Marceau called her aggressive and she said, no, wrong A word, I'm assertive. I love how she did that. Because she was like, look, I'm not aggressive, I'm assertive, but I've had to be, I mean, can you imagine before social services came and got Destiny and her brother, can you imagine what she saw and lived through? Because let's be clear, before y'all listen, for it to get bad enough that social services comes in and takes y'all away, it's bad. It ain't like it just started. It's bad. And I don't remember if she ever said who called social services. I don't know if it was the school or neighbors. I really don't remember I don't remember that part of the story. But for social services to come in and take y'all, can you imagine what she saw? And then again, we know how Black folk don't believe in therapy. I'm sure her daddy didn't get her no therapy. So she had to process her mom and feeling abandoned, not understanding as a child, oh, she's got a drug addiction, she couldn't take care of us. Like all of these things. And we see that the mama still has a strong resentment against the daddy. Who knows what the hell was being said about this man? And you go into this situation with your father and you're raised, and then Detroit, we already know, Detroit was a major city in the 90s and 2000s. And of course, it was being gutted by the factories closing and stuff like that. I'm sure Destiny has a story there. It does make me have a little bit more sympathy for Destiny. Again, going back to production, and I don't know how much of this she wasn't ready to share, because she may not have been ready to share all of this. But again, I go back to production and say, why are we just getting this? Destiny has been on this show for at least 8 seasons at this point. Why are we just getting this? Why are we getting bullshit storylines? Destiny literally has been looking for her siblings for as long as she's been on this show. And I remember her mentioning it like as a throwaway comment, but this is the first time we're getting it as a storyline. I mean, she has been aggressive in the past. I agree with that. But I also think that, yeah, she has. I'm gonna leave it there. She has been aggressive in the past. But I just feel like, again, when we talk about what this show could be giving us, this could have been a 2 or 3 season storyline. Didn't Destiny's dad date Martell's mom? Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but could be. I don't remember that, because y'all know a couple of seasons I didn't watch. I skipped a couple of seasons, so maybe it was said. I don't remember Ravine. But I just feel like, and this is why, and I know, the Melody crew used to get mad at me, but this is the stuff that we were missing when we were so focused on Melody and Martell and Melody and Martell and Melody and Martell, and every storyline somehow connected to Melody and Martell. These are the things we were missing. We had whole storylines with the Scotts that didn't include mess, that didn't include cheating, that didn't include dumb drama. We had real storylines with these brothers. We had real storylines with Destiny that didn't include some long lost boyfriend that just got out of jail. Like, we had real storylines with these people. And again, maybe Destiny wasn't ready to share this much of her story. I don't know that. maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. But Destiny got accused of not sharing and not telling us stuff when in all reality, she had all this shit she could have been giving us. We know she can't talk about her husband. We know she can't talk about what's going on with that. There's a gag order there. She can't do it. So stop expecting her to talk about stuff that we know she can't talk about. But let's give us something else. Hey, Monty. And that's what I'm saying, Charlene. She may not have wanted to share. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that much to find out why Destiny. And you know what? Maybe I'll reach out to Destiny. I think Destiny will do an interview with me. Maybe, because I would love that information. I would love to know. I would ask. So then we see Martell meet up with Maurice, and they have not seen each other since the 80s party. So it's been, I don't know how long, but it's at least been a few weeks. The way they say it, it seems like it's been a minute since they had the 80s party. And they're basically just catching up. Martell is telling Maurice about what's going on with Ken and Barbie. And he, you know, talks about what Tisha said, allegedly said, and how Ken ain't in the house no more and they not living together, yada, yada, yada. That's pretty much all that happened there. I think that the therapy is helping her open up. Yeah, and you know what? Therapy may very well be what the difference is. You're right, Auntie Kim. That may very well be what the pivot, you know, where that pivot came from. So then we see Ken go and talk to Marceau. And Marceau was like, look, where y'all been? Like, y'all used to come here for karaoke night. We used to hang out. And then all of a sudden, just nothing. Like, what's going on? Where y'all been? And he takes this as an opportunity to basically snitch on Tish. Why I can't get these people? Why I can't get my lives together today? Letitia. It's so hard going from Bell Collector to Love and Marriage Huntsville with all these Latis. Trish, Tish, Tisha. Is it Letitia? Marceau's wife. Damn it. And basically, I feel like his only reason for going over there was to snitch on Letitia. I really feel like that was his only reason for going over there, because honestly, why are you not talking about what you did? Because again, you were in the DM, sir. You were doing exactly what they were accusing you of doing. So what you mad about? I mean, are you mad because, and let's be clear, Leticia and Letitia. Okay, thank you. Letitia. I'm not mad at Letitia for telling Trish. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not mad at her. If them streets is talking and they having a conversation, if you having a conversation with your girlfriend about her relationship and who's out there in the streets, who cheating, who not cheating, who doing it, I don't feel like Letitia is wrong this time, y'all. Now, y'all know I'll be quick to talk about when Letitia do some shit that I don't like, but I don't think she's wrong this time, y'all. And I feel like she's getting a bad rap. It's something that I don't feel like she did or that she should be getting a bad rap for. So now Marceau is like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, she the last person that should be out here carrying bones. But I just don't feel like that's how it went down. So next week, we're going to see Marceau. And I hope Letitia explains, listen, that ain't how it went down. You know what, Symmetry? That's a good point. I agree. I'm glad that she was able. I'm glad that she was able to go through therapy too, and before she shared her story, because you can tell, you can hear the therapy. You can tell she has done the work. So I agree. Letitia got that info from another content creators live about Kim being in females' DMs. That's fine. I don't even care where she got it from. I don't think she was wrong. In the context of that conversation, I don't feel like she went out of her way to take that information to Tish. I don't know. On this one, I'm not mad at Tisha. Now, next week, she's going to probably do something to piss me off again. But this week, I don't know. I'm kind of with her. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. Let me get out of here. I got some other business I got to take care of, some travel business I have to take care of right now. I'm going to try, it's 1 o'clock. I'm going to try to come back before El Teddy goes live and do another review. I'm going to try. But I have some I got to take care of. I really got some I got to take care of first. I don't like how Marceau never has her back or defends her. I agree, because I feel like he just jumped to the conclusion that Tisha did something wrong. And I don't think Tisha was wrong. You know. Thanks, Ravine. I'm going to try to, like I said, I'm going to try to come back and either do Beverly Hills. I'm so far behind on Beverly Hills, child. Or Ladies of London. It'll probably be Ladies of London only because I've watched 3 episodes of that, and I could probably do the first 3 episodes of Ladies of London, and then I'll have to get caught up on Beverly Hills. So yeah. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.